So today's rant is about perception versus perspective. So I have been nerding out on this guy, Andrew Bustamante. He is a former CIA operative. And what he does now, he's left the CIA, and what he does now is he goes around and teaches businesses, helps businesses grow and develop based on the principles and the tools and the skills that come from the CIA. And one of the things that he said was, he just really great. He says, the person who holds the perspective wins. And I'm like, oh, what's that about? What he was saying was, when I'm in debate with you, when I have a conversation with you, you are operating from your perception. Your perception is right here, right? Your perception is based on your long list of trauma, wounds, lived experiences, all those things that tell you what is and what isn't. That is your perception of the world. And that is how we develop our perception. It's through, oh, I'll never do that again, or all of those never agains and I'll always, and all of that thing, those things that we take with us through life to protect us. So that is your perception. He said, but perspective is kind of like perception plus context. So my grandmother, if she were alive today, which would be lovely, she would look around and see what's going on and she'd be like, I was around for the Great Depression, right? We've been through this. This is familiar. We have a blueprint. We have several different iterations of blueprints where we were in this exact same situation, where there was somebody who came to seek and destroy and to pillage and to rape and to abuse. So she has perspective, and that perspective gives her peace. And when I come with my perception and then add her perspective, then I get peace. What I know, or it's a knowing for me. Okay, so what I know is that we are going through something right now from a perception standpoint. This feels scary. It feels, oh my goodness. It's just chaos and confusion. And here we entering into this dystopian future and all of that. But the perspective is, we've been through worse. Like my girlfriend Alexis said, we have the past to tell us, to give us the blueprint of how to get through it. And we have the future that calls us forth and has us operate with more clarity and more understanding, because, as she said, there will always be a fight. There will always be a fight between good and evil. Always. And the scary part comes because this is the first time in many of our lifetimes that we felt closer to slavery. We felt closer than people snatching up off the street and putting you on a boat and putting you in some land in El Salvador where you don't know anybody and Lord only knows what's happening there. So it feels like, because we've never experienced it, but we've experienced this. And we have a whole long line of ancestors that are like, you'll be all right. They didn't have internet. They couldn't galvanize with a click of so it's it's a new kind of struggle for us, but it's the same old struggle. It's the same old struggle. Another thing about perception versus perspective. If I am in conflict with you and you're arguing your point of view, you're arguing it from your limited perception. And our perceptions, like I said, not only from the past, but they're more times than not created to keep your eye on what to see in the world, i.e., to protect yourself. And so we're not bringing creativity we're not bringing boldness, and we're not bringing compassion. We're not bringing grace. We're bringing all the stuff that we're used to dealing with that keeps us safe, which is usually fight, flight, appease, all of those different coping mechanisms. But perspective is an understanding that there's something different here. There's something other than what we see happening. I was talking to someone the other day, and their perspective was so calming because it was like, this is a spiritual thing that's happening. This is rising up. This is a Black woman actually was voted in, because now we have a president that is admitted on that I've seen 3 different occasions, saying, he literally said, oh, I didn't think I was going to be here, but he's bragging about rigging the election. So we had a Black woman that won. There was a Black woman that won this election to be president of the United States. They don't want another Kamala. They don't want no Jasmine Crockett's. They don't, right? So the perspective is different when you look at what's really happening here. So I'm inviting us all to hold perspective. Your perspective, your power perspective may be, God protects me. I got a God that's mighty. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. I'm going to live my life and I will be fine because I know I serve a mighty God. That's some people's perspective. Other people's perspective might be in the fight, like, okay, this is a new kind of fight. Let me gear up. Let me empower myself. Some people are fueled by wanting to actively engage with the resistance and be out there. Jasmine Crockett is one of them. Some people, their power perspective, this is my power perspective, I need to hold a space. I need to have a space for the Kamalas. I need to hold a space where they can rejuvenate and where they can come and get centered. The Jasmine Crockett's and the Ilhan Omar and the AOC. We need to recover somewhere. We need to sit down. We need to stop so that we can start. We need to get fueled up by the women around us. Fuel them up and love on them and give them the power they need to go fight a different kind of fight. So we all have a role in this. If you are a writer, your job is to communicate either what's happening in this artistic way where it can connect with us, or just to communicate beauty in the ways that you do, or pain that some people will resonate with because they feel it so truly, right? Everybody has a role in the fight. That is my perspective. When you're focusing on what your role is in the fight, you're less afraid of the fight. So that is my rant.